Amy Penn, and I'm the Senior Executive Director of Special Education and Student Services in Paulding County. We're here today to delve into an important topic that directly impacts our classrooms, the Georgia State Board of Education Seclusion and Restraint Rule. While rules and regulations can sometimes sound daunting, we'll break this rule down to understandable parts to ensure that we're all on the same page. The Georgia Department of Education supports a positive approach to behavior that uses proactive strategies to create a safe school climate that promotes dignity, creates authentic student engagement, increases instructional time, and improves student achievement for all students. When teachers and administrators implement evidence-based positive behavior supports with fidelity, they create a school environment conducive to learning. In such an environment, students can achieve without the constant interruptions that occur when teachers are required to address discipline problems in the classroom. To protect the safety of students and staff, the Georgia State Board of Education adopted the Seclusion and Restraint for All Students rule. This rule prohibits the use of seclusion and limits the use of restraint to those situations in which students are a danger to themselves or others. So why do we need this rule? The main purpose is to establish clear standards for the use of seclusion and restraint in schools. These measures should only be used in extreme cases when a student's behavior poses an imminent danger to themselves or others. Now let's clarify what we mean by seclusion and restraint. Seclusion involves confining a student alone in a room or an area where they cannot exit freely. Timeout refers to a behavioral intervention in which the student is temporarily removed from the learning activity, but in which the student is not confined. Restraint, on the other hand, involves physically restricting a student's movement. It's crucial to note that restraint should only be used in very specific situations. We will discuss physical restraint in more detail on the next slide. Prone physical restraints, which is when a child is intentionally placed face down or on the floor or other surface and physical pressure is applied, are expressly prohibited in Georgia public schools and educational programs. The use of physical restraint is prohibited except in those situations in which students are in imminent danger to themselves or others, and when the student is not responsive to less intensive de-escalation techniques. Only physical restraints that are included in the district's adopted approach should be utilized. Paulding County School District's adopted approach is CPI, Crisis Prevention Institute's training. Only staff members who have been trained and have current certification within 1 year are permitted to administer physical restraints with students. Physical restraints, as defined in this rule, do not include providing limited contact and/or redirection to promote student safety, providing physical guidance or prompting when teaching a skill, redirecting attention, providing guidance to a location, or providing comfort. For example, running after and holding a student who is about to run in front of an oncoming automobile is not in any way prohibited based on the adoption of the rule. Providing physical guidance, for example, lightly holding a student at the elbow to guide him or her from one location to another, is also permitted. The Georgia Seclusion and Restraint Rule explicitly prohibits certain practices. This includes using mechanical restraints, chemical restraints, and prone restraints. It's essential for us to be aware of these prohibited practices to ensure we're providing a safe and supportive learning environment for our students. The state rule also prohibits the practice of seclusion or confining a student alone in a room or area where they can't freely exit. Now let's talk about documentation and reporting. Schools and educational programs that utilize physical restraint as defined in the Georgia rule must develop written procedures that govern its use. If restraint is used, it must be documented promptly and an incident report must be filed. The incident report includes required details such as, but not limited to, the date, the student's name, location of the restraint, total time spent in the restraint, and staff participating in the restraint. The student's parents or guardians should be notified each time the student is restrained. This notification should occur in writing and should include a copy of the incident report that is used to document the use of restraint. Parental notification must be provided within a reasonable amount of time, not to exceed 1 school day from the use of the restraint. This documentation is vital for accountability and ensures that we're continuously working towards finding alternative, positive strategies to address challenging behaviors. To support us in implementing these guidelines, the rules also outline training requirements. Schools and programs that use physical restraint, as defined in the Georgia Rule, must ensure that staff and faculty are trained in the use of physical restraint. This training is provided as a part of a program which addresses a full continuum of positive behavioral intervention strategies, crisis intervention, and de-escalation techniques. Paulding County School District has adopted the CPI program for training on de-escalation and restraint techniques. Trainings are offered multiple times per year and can be found in the KickUp PL platform. As educators, it's crucial for us to stay informed and equipped with the necessary skills to create a positive and safe classroom environment. So, as we wrap up, one key takeaway from today is the emphasis on collaboration. The Georgia Rule encourages a collaborative approach involving educators, parents, and other stakeholders to develop and implement effective strategies for behavior management. In conclusion, the Georgia State Board of Education Seclusion and Restraint Rule is designed to ensure the safety, dignity, and respect for every student in our care. By understanding and implementing these guidelines, we contribute to fostering a positive and supportive learning environment. Thank you for your attention, and let's continue working together to create the best possible educational experience for our students.